your users area is basically the demographic users of your individual groups, okay? Now, you will be able to add users from the network to your individual group. Let me see if I can show what that looks like. Yeah, so within an individual subgroup, when I click users, add a user, you'll see this at the top that'll say add a user from a network. And when you click add the user from the network, what this does, since we're going to do a direct data sync of all your student users, you'll be able to start to type a user's name here. And it's going to search the database for that student user. It'll show their name, it'll show their email, and I think we also display the ID number so that it gives you some clear identifiable information on that student to make sure you're adding the correct student. And so you can add users one by one via that way. You can also make them, give them different roles within your group. You can also upload CSV files of users, right? Or you can manually add users one by one to your group, or you can upload a whole CSV file of users. When you do the file upload, it does notify the user that they are now part of that group. So they would get an email notification that they're part of this group. Once users are in your group, you'll see them populate the manage users screen. So going to users, manage users. And each individual person will have a listing here. We have a number of default fields that are gonna expose on this screen, but then you always have the ability in all of your screens, your users, your events and impacts to configure this layout and to add other data points. Now, I believe we're sharing a pretty big data set on individual students. So I think we're importing things like a student's major, their current year, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, right, grad student, and so forth. So those data points you'll be able to add to your layout. You also can drop and drag them, okay? You can turn ones off that you're not using on a common basis, right? So you as the admin have total control of what you make visible in the screen. Once you configure and save it, it's gonna hold, it's not gonna change for you. So you have the ability to change it, however, and it doesn't impact any other administrator's view, okay? A couple of things to note here in terms of this user screen. There is an actions drop down next to each individual name that allows you to do quick actions on users, like message them or to upload documents on them or to add a note about that user or to pull a transcript of their activity or to give them different administrative roles, right? The other thing to note is that users have different roles in the site. So you'll see people that might be listed as a member, or maybe somebody's just listed as a participant or a registrant. The key thing to note here is that you might have, let's say some of you are hosting activities that are open to the public and individuals are registering to those events or activities. That information will get captured in the database as a registrant or as a participant, but they will not be a member of your group, right? So membership is key in terms of giving them access to events or opportunities that you're posting private group only to your particular group, right? But other individuals could be in there as a participant or registrant, but they're not necessarily a member, okay? So, and there's tons of user roles and these are all defined. We have an article on our support portal that defines all of these user roles. If you go to support.givepulse.com and just type in roles define, it gives you a clear definition of each of these user roles.